Welcome back to the Dark Sands. We are entering into turn 6. And let me give you a little update around the board and kind of get an idea of what's going to be happening here. Because we're going to have, this is basically, there's going to be a slowdown. Just there's less chits to draw, less things going on. So this is going to be a couple slow turns, so I may lump maybe a couple or maybe 2 or 3 together. We'll kind of see. But so if you saw the last video, you'll know, sorry for the shaking, I'm going to do this by hand for the beginning of this. So Bardia is effectively under siege from these many, the Italians and a little bit of the Africa Corps down here. We're going to try to leave a holding force just to prevent a breakout down south. Granted, the British Commonwealth forces could navally evacuate some of these units. Some are going to eventually disappear from the board, but for the moment we have a few coming in, so that's good. We're gonna have let's see, the wait, where are they? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. So yeah, we're gonna have the Australian motorized are gonna be disappearing, which there's 2 of them in here. So we're probably gonna want to evac that armor unit out, especially since it's irreplaceable. We're gonna want to evac the armor out, if possible, get it back maybe to Murat, or Alexandria, really far out of the way, and get it repaired up soon, as replacements are going to be starting very soon. So we're going to be able to start repairing and rebuilding units, which is going to be pretty important for the Africa Corps, because they've lost quite a few panzers and taken some damage on other ones, and that's definitely going to hurt their combat power here coming up. The British, though, are going to focus on maintaining a defensive line down here. You might try to push up a little bit just to kind of block a little farther, as far up as they can, without risking being cut off. And we'll see how that goes from there. They have other reinforcements coming in. They have is this an upgrade? I can't remember. The 32nd? That might be an upgrade. What was this guy down here? No. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm trying to remember what the upgrades look like. I thought that meant it was an upgrade. Yeah, well, what? Yeah, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'll figure it out later. Point being, they have some armor coming in and a fair amount of somewhat weak infantry, but with the South African units and some other guys, but that's okay. We just need some bodies to hold the line. We can use the South Africans to help hold the South desert area, and see how that goes from there. A little bit of Italian and Africa Corps reinforcements coming in, but for the most part, this turn, especially since there's so few counters, it's probably mostly going to be spent as a repositioning turn for both sides. So we'll see how it goes from there, and depending on how, I probably should end up skipping to the end of this turn, possibly next turn. Next turn's also going to be a bit bare bones, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe the British can find a way to maybe counterattack or something down here, but it's going to be difficult with how few movement options there are. So that's the general situation as an update, and we'll see how it goes from here. Hey, coming back to this, just wanted to give you an update at the end of turn 6. The siege of Bardia continues, but it's just a garrison that's left. They were all evacuated / left the map right at the end of the turn before the, or rather after the Italians moved, so they weren't able to assault and take Bardia yet, but it's pretty much going to fall next turn, assuredly. Then the Africa Corps all moved up, getting ready to square up against the British.
However, without the Italians there to act as like a meat shield, they're actually a little more fragile than they might seem on first appearance. So I'm not really sure if that was the best move, but we'll see exactly how it shakes out. It might have been better to make like a tighter defensive. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, on that note, would have been able to put a fortified position on the last bit there. So I might as well do that just to help deter any attacks by the Commonwealth into that stack. But the rest of it's still a bit, I mean, these guys are really just out here to screen. They're not really meant to, if they get killed, they're gonna get killed. They're just there to prevent an encirclement or hitting behind into the HQ. And this disrupted marker goes away. So that's pretty much it. And there's now a line of fortified positions here. Reinforcements came in at Mursa Matura and Alexandria, so they'll be moving up soon to get ready. We're gonna probably start a Commonwealth counterattack here. Try to get it as soon as we can before the Italians are able to reconsolidate their position over here. That's probably going to be the best thing we can do. So we will see how it goes after the next couple of turns here. It's going to be intriguing. All right, so that's the end of turn 6. Thanks for watching. So, given the nature of how quick the few turns are, I've decided to just kind of keep rolling with it. So just to show you the situation at the end of turn 7, Bardia was taken with some slight losses. And the Italians going to get ready to move down to probably the southern flank here. We'll see exactly. Africa Corps digging in, the reinforcements folding in for the Commonwealth. They're going to get ready to push. That's pretty much all that happened turn 7. Turn 8, we're about to hit what would be Operation Crusader, but this time it's going to be a little bit of a different geographic area. But we're going to push for them and try to do a lot of damage here to the Africa Corps before the Italians get down there to reinforce. I think that's going to be our main goal for turn 8 here. So I'll probably just roll turn 8 into this video as well, actually. So we'll see you on the next cut. Okay, so coming into turn 8 here, just a couple activations in. The Italians have extended move up, so is some of the Africa Corps. There are some guys that are disrupted down here too. But overall, they're getting ready to brace for impact or potentially push, depending on what the British do. But I think the British, with a couple good lucky pulls, are going to be able to move up and do some damage here pretty soon. I just want to give a little update there at the beginning here of turn 8, or early into turn 8. Very curious to see how this goes. Clash of Titans about to happen again. Okay, so about not quite done with turn 8 here, but the Commonwealth attack has happened. They had moved up, getting ready to into attack position. The Africa Corps had attempted a counterattack and did some minor damage to it, but was unable to actually push them back. They got a low roll, and the following combat, and then a 30th Corps chit right in a row, the Commonwealth forces did some damage to this Italian stack, and then they managed to force back some retreats of other Africa Corps units, and had succeeded in cutting off this spearhead force, which was then followed up by the worst possible chit draw for the Germans, a logistics chit. So these guys are now out of supply and out of that. That counterattack had been done with the Rommel chit, so they weren't even able to, say, use it to attempt to force these guys off and extract themselves. They kind of misplayed there. So they're in a serious situation. Now the Africa Corps chit is still in, as well as the half moves or -1 DRM attack. But that's their only shot left. There's also the 21st Corps chit is still in the cup to be pulled. And then they have their reinforcements, but the British 13th Corps is also still in play. That'll let them move their 13th Corps units, units in range of the 13th Corps, some tanks and some armor and a couple of non-armor units as well, if they so desire. So they have the potential here to push even farther up and really cut off these lead units. Potentially. We'll see what the chit draws. In fact, I'm going to do that on camera before I even go. It's just, all right, mix them up. Look, and what do we got? We got, okay, we got the half move or -1 combat. All right. That will at least potentially give the African Corps here the chance to move their guys up to get ready to try to break through and reconnect before the turn is over, because otherwise they're going to be in a serious problem. If these guys are gone, I mean, it's not necessarily game, but it's probably game. I might just call it after that. We'll see what happens. Just because, one, I've been taking this playthrough's been taking way too long because I've been busy with so much other stuff in life, and then also Victoria 3 came out, and I've been putting a lot of time into that. I might make some videos on that at some point, but anyway. And I really want to get Operation Thesis to the table, so we'll see how this goes, though. But I'm gonna, if they're gonna survive, we'll keep going. But let's see what happens at the end of the turns, and we'll be back in a sec. All right. Well, this is what the position looked like at the end of turn 8. So it didn't quite go how I thought it might in either direction. It sort of stalemated. The Africa Corps managed to extricate themselves, get back over there, and kind of reconfigure the line, get those guys back in supply. There was an attempted attack on the stack to force them back that failed. They rolled abysmally and lost a Panzer unit, another one. So their attack power is really, really hurting, and they're not going to get. I mean, they're going to get some replacements, of course, potentially, but they're not really going to get any reinforcements for a long time, and no more Panzers. So, yeah, their best asset is very quickly. I mean, I think this is the last step. There's something in here, right? No, they have one step of Panzers left, so their main combat power is nearly depleted, and there's a lot of British forces about to step in again, and yeah, I'm just not seeing how this is going to go anywhere. I mean, thankfully for them right now, they're in a decent defensive position too, but we might get it like sort of stalemated, but any stalemate, any attritional battle is ultimately going to favor the Commonwealth. So we'll see. I might go another turn or two, see how it goes, how it shapes up. This is a peculiar strategic situation, but with all these forces ready to jump into the fight, and there's going to be more activation chips showing up next turn for the British. They're going to start getting kind of back into the swing of things, at least offensively. So it's going to get a bit weird, but I'm kind of interested to see how it goes a little bit now again. So we'll see what happens. But that's the situation. Just going to be a continued British offensive, trying to use the weight of numbers and the bad, not a lot of combat power left in the F Corps. Still some, because they have some really strong motorized divisions, but they're losing their key force here. And the Italians are actually still fairly robust, but they don't have a whole lot of mobility, and just in general, their units are a bit on the weaker side. Although right now this is like pretty much the strongest they're going to be for the most part. So they still have some decent defensive units and some okay like attritional combat, some steps to use, but if the Africa Corps takes too many more losses, there's just not going to be enough Italians to deal with the brunt of the force. We'll see how it goes. But that's the end of turn 8, and I'm probably just going to put several of these all in one video, so that should be hopefully entertaining. So I'll catch you next time.